Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's yours truly, the Cosmic Clown, the force from source. And this morning, I'm broadcasting deep from within the digital matrix at an undisclosed location. And we're going to discuss this morning the Ark of Noah, or as it's commonly referred to, Noah's Ark. Now, to understand Noah's Ark, one must have a full cup of properly heated Folgers instant coffee. No, all joking aside, folks. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. I don't know where that phrase came from. I'd like to find out. Let's get down to brass tacks. To understand Noah's Ark, one must understand that the Old Testament became a Greek document in 300 BC. And this story has a direct connection to Greek mythology. Let's talk about the 5 levels of consciousness in Greek. As you will recall, oh, another little sip of Folgers. As one is apt to recall, we have in previous videos discussed how consciousness is all mental. The universe is mental, mentalism. It's one of those 7 tenets, if you will. They're probably written there above Thoth in the halls of the Menti somewhere. Consciousness. So let's discuss the 5 levels of consciousness in Greek. In Greek, there are 5 levels of consciousness represented by various natural elements. And if you are at all astute and cognizant and hip to ceremonial magic, Golden Dawn, etc., all that OTO, this is all corresponding. This all flows together. But it's all based on this Greek document, right? And the Greeks got it from the Egyptians. There's a story of a Greek philosopher, Solon, or his name escapes me, but anyway, conversing with the elders of Egypt, the wise men, the wizards of Egypt. There's an interaction between a Greek and the Egyptians. Let him know rather quickly that the stories and all the knowledge he had was but one small parcel of the whole package. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Enough of me trying to act like I know something. First stage, lowest, is Earth. Lowest, but don't let that be any kind of indicator of the Earth as bad. Earth is our foundation. I want to make that clear that we don't have that Western snobbery of Christianity where in Genesis it says, "Go forth and subdue the earth," and that kind of gave green light, so to speak, to rape the earth. Well, anyway, the earth is the first stage of consciousness. It's the foundation. It can correspond with your chakra, your survival red chakra down there in the sacrum area. So we have second stage, higher is water, also a symbol of truth. Third stage of consciousness, separation from thoughts, is air. Flowing, water flows, air is air, it's everywhere. Fourth stage, encounter with higher realms of spirit, is fire. That's right, if you activate your Udana Pranayama and you have steadfastly completed the entire cycle of that activation, you will experience the fire of Shiva in your third eye. And as a consequence, you'll reach the 5th stage, is the renewed mind. The Noah story is the 2nd stage of meditation, water. This is what Noah's Ark is all about. This is all the Bible is an allegory. Keep this in mind. The Bible is but a story of man's inward, woman's, any squirrel's inwardly focused odyssey, the hero's journey, if you will, going inward. Noah's story is the second stage of meditation in water. In the story of the flood, the symbolism is the second stage of consciousness achieved in meditation, which is water. Water, water everywhere, and all the bowls did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. The story of Noah's Ark is all about meditation. The entire story of Noah's Ark is the story of meditation. It also references baptism. Actually, the Noah's Ark story is another form of baptism. The earth, or head, is taken into the water, which is the second level of meditation. Then, in meditation, the consciousness rises into the air, third level, or the mountaintop in the Noah story, which is separation from thought, where it is then touched by the spirit or fire, Shiva. In Hindu etymology, Shi, that, Ba, not, that which is not, nothingness. That's why Shiva is sometimes referred to as the god of destruction. Destruction. So where it is then touched by the spirit of fire, and the result is the renewed mind. Meditation, the consciousness rises to the second stage, which is water, agua. In the Noah story, the ark rises on the water. The ark rises on the water. In meditation, the consciousness eventually rises to the highest, or the new mind, or Shiva, that which is not, destroyed in the fires of Shiva. Shiva. Yes, there is Shiva for your consideration. So, put him here, right? Or her. Shiva is ambidextrous. Shiva is an ambidextrous deity. I know I didn't use that word right, but hey, I live in Texas. And drink Folgers instant coffee, for Christ's sake. Give me a break. I'm doing the best I can. In meditation, the consciousness eventually rises to the highest or new mind. Oh. Bear with me, folks. Just a little bit of studio engineering. Nothing to be alarmed about, folks. Have to pay the fire department every so often. So, in the Noah story, the ark rises to the mountain top. The 7 people on the ark represent the 7 chakras of 7 revelation seals. Here, Noah takes 7 people, which is the reference to the 7 chakras. Chakra is a Hindu word. Sanskrit is a Sanskrit word that means wheel. The chakras. Now you know the chakras. Anyway, I'll stay on topic. 7 chakras, or the 7 revelation seals. See, this is what this is all about. Here, Noah takes 7 people, which is the reference to the 7 chakras, or resistive points of the spine. The chakras are vertically aligned along your middle pillar, not the middle pillar exercise where you invoke the divine light. But 2 of every animal is the positive and negative. Positive ions, negative ions. 2 of every animal is the male, female, or positive, negative energy, which reveals itself as thought. Water is also a symbol of truth, as well as the second level of Greek meditative consciousness. The water of truth then carries us to the highest levels of consciousness, which is the mountain top of Noah, where we step out onto a new mind, with the troubles below us covered by the water of truth. Noah's Ark is actually something that happens within the mind. It's the arc, the electrical arc between brain synapses. The arc can be considered the arc, A-R-C, not A-R-K, A-R-C, which is the electrical charge within the brain, which affects the physical change. Baptism, another symbol of the Noah story and the Greek 5 levels of consciousness. To understand baptism, one must understand that the Old Testament became a Greek document in 300 BC. And this story has a direct connection to Greek mythology. In Greek, there are 5 levels of consciousness represented by various natural elements. First stage, lowest is earth, as we discussed. Second stage, higher is water, also a symbol of truth. Third stage, separation from thoughts, is air. Fourth stage, encounter with higher realms of spirit, is fire. Fifth stage is the renewed mind. Is God really turned on when you get your head wet? When you go to your little river baptism, creek baptism? By taking the Bible literally, people have for years dipped their heads in water to achieve a spiritual communion with God. Baptism really is meditation, folks. In reality, baptism is about meditation. Actually, baptism is taking one's head or mind into a higher level via meditation. The second level is water. Second stage higher is water, also a symbol of truth. The next level is air. One then rises to an even higher level of consciousness, which is called air. Next is the baptism of fire or a new mind. One is then touched by the higher photon or fire, and the result is the new mind. Common sense should tell us that it is more important to get a new mind rather than a wet head. By taking baptism literally, people put their head in water, come up into the air, and then decide that they have been touched by the Spirit. Real water cannot do this. All real water can do is make you wet, or possibly even drown you if you're stupid enough. However, by understanding the meditative implications and rising in consciousness, the actual baptism takes place. The Noah story is the story of baptism. Entering into the ark is entering into yourself. Taking the ark into the water is taking yourself to the second stage of meditation. Rising to the mountaintop is ascending in consciousness to the new mind. Rising to meet Jesus in the air, we continue with our understanding of the 5 levels of consciousness in Greek, which describes the meditation levels. Okay, folks, that's a little bit of spiritual technology for you here on a Thor's Day concerning Noah's Ark. I bet you've never heard the story of Noah's Ark quite in that fashion, but now you know. Now you can glow. Namaste. Namaskaram. Like that. Now you know. Now you can glow. Hey, Martin Scorsese, cut.